Yeah, all that. So, I was just sitting here and, getting the space together most of the day. But now I'm chilling and I turn on YouTube and was listening to the two leaders of the Billionaires Club. And to tell the truth, I cannot argue with them. At least not till it trickles down and start fucking us over. The Billionaires Club, let's listen.
Here, there is no inflation. There's no inflation in 26. And if the government is not borrowing as much, it means that interest costs decline. So everyone's the mortgage, their car payment, their credit card bills, anything, their student debt, the monthly payments drop. That's a fantastic scenario. The average American. I mean, imagine.
That's, where you at? Oh, that's Elon Musk talking at the White House with your president. Yeah, your president. That's all I'm going to say on video. Elon Musk.
They go down the grocery aisle, and the prices from one year to the next are the same, and they're...
Wait a minute. Where's the vice president? I don't even know who that is. I haven't even seen him yet. Have you?
And their mortgage, all the debt payments dropped. How great is that for the average American?
We had
That's
no
what we're
idea. We had no idea we were going to find this much, and it's open. It's not like
The president of the United States. It hasn't even been 3 weeks yet.
complicated. It's
not
simple stuff.
complicated.
It's
Just
like
a lot of work. Yeah.
we can't believe it. A lot of work, a lot of smart people involved. Very, very smart people. But you're talking about anywhere maybe 500 billion. It's crazy the kind of
It is crazy.
about. Normally when you're looking at something, you'll find you're looking for 1 out of 100. Here, you're almost reversing it. You look for one that's good.
Yeah.
And you can look at the title and you say, why are we doing this? Why are we doing that? And the public gets it. The public gets it. You've seen the polls. The public is saying, why are we paying all this money? This for years, this has gone on.
Senator,
Yeah, go ahead. Wait, go ahead.
Senator Rand Paul today said that DOJ cuts will ultimately need a vote in Congress. Do you agree with that? Is that the
I
plan?
really don't know. I know this. We're finding tremendous fraud and tremendous abuse. If I need a vote of Congress to find fraud and abuse, it's fine with me. I think we'll get the vote, although there'll be some people that wouldn't vote.
This is strange because, I don't believe in everything in it, but I have studied that book y'all called the Bible, and I think, maybe I'm not sure, maybe I don't want to be sure because all this stuff sounds good, but I think in that book somewhere it says something about, should I even go there? Because it's dangerous to say stuff on video these days. But I think in that book it says something about the Antichrist. Making everybody like, oh yes, he is the one. Or something like that. I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong because I'm getting older and I may be mixing stories up Because maybe the Billionaires Club will save America, because it sure is in trouble. Let's listen to Trump.
And how could a judge want to hold us back from finding all of this fraud and finding all of this incompetence? Why would that happen? Why would even Congress want to do that? Now, Congress, if we do need a vote, I think we'd get a very easy vote, because we have a track record now. We've already found billions of dollars of abuse, incompetence, and corruption.
Billions.
A lot of corruption.
If a judge
Corruption.
does block one of your
Billions of
policies, part of your agenda, will you abide by that?
Well, I always abide by the courts, and then I'll have to appeal it. But then what he's done is he slowed down the momentum, and he gives crooked people more time to cover up the books. You know, if a person's crooked and they get caught, other people see that, and all of a sudden it becomes harder later on. So, yeah, the answer is I always abide by the courts, always abide by them, and will appeal. But appeals.
Now, I'm not saying that anything that they're getting ready to do is going to help us so-called black people, because I think it's going to all trickle down. But if I was a Caucasian, you know, in America right now, I'd be like, yeah, white power, power. Because it sounds good if he does all that stuff. But this poem by this guy called Nehemiah in Germany when Hitler was taking over keeps coming in my mind. Like he's coming for the Mexicans. In that poem in Germany, Nehemiah was, first they came for the socialists, then they came for the communists, then they came for the Muslim, then they came for the blah, 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 and then they came for me. You know, he was saying, I didn't speak out because I wasn't a socialist, I wasn't a Muslim, I wasn't a communist, but then they came for me, and there was nobody left to speak out. I just can't help but feel like that right now. I'm getting up, heading out of the city, I know that. Y'all can stay in these cities if you want to. What you talking about, Trump?
Take a long time, and I would hope that a judge, if you go into a judge and you show him, here's a corrupt situation, we have a check to be sent, but we found it to be corrupt. Do you want us to send this corrupt check to a person, or do you want us not to give it and give it back to the taxpayer? I would hope a judge would say, don't send it, give it back to the taxpayer.
Yeah, if I can add to that,
Most homeowners think they can access their home equity by getting another loan or
Commercial.
selling their house, but there's a simpler way with
what we're finding is that a bunch of the fraud is not even going to Americans. So I think we can all agree that if there's going to be fraud, it should at least go to Americans. But a bunch of the fraud rings that are operating in the United States and taking advantage of the federal government, especially in the entitlements programs, are.
Okay. I don't know. I'm not into all this White House Caucasian stuff, but the president is sitting down in the, I guess that's the Oval Office, and Elon Musk has a coat on that looks like something I had when I was a child, and he got some jeans on, and I guess this is his son sitting on his shoulders while they're talking to the press. I just thought I would mention that. The Billionaires Club.
Actually foreign fraud rings. They're operating in other countries and actually exporting money to other countries. We should stop that. And this is big numbers. We're about $100 to $200 billion a year. Serious money.
This must you said on X that an example of the fraud that cited was $50 million of condoms was sent to Gaza. But after fact check this, apparently Gaza in Mozambique, and the program was to protect them against HIV. So can you correct the statements? It wasn't sent to Hamas actually. It was sent to Mozambique, which makes sense why condoms was sent there.
Yeah.
And how can we make sure that all the statements that you said were correct, so we can trust what you say.
Well, first of all, some of the things that
Now, as I've mentioned a few times, I was a Marine and I actually worked buying parts for weapons for what was the first war after Vietnam, Iraq, Iran, whichever one was first. When the first Bush came in, when he came in, I got out. But I mentioned a lot of times I was buying weapons or parts for weapons, parts just like the trigger, and, little parts for each little part of the M16A1 rifle. But for a trigger, it was like $1,000 for the thing, the hammer. Well, there was no hammers on the M16, but we had 45s back then. The hammer, another $1,000 for a screw. Corruption. I was there. I don't have to believe what he's saying. I know what he's saying. But that all sounds good. But I still say it's going to trickle down to us. We're going to see. What you got to say, Elon?
it will be incorrect and should be corrected. So nobody's going to bat 1,000. I mean, we will make mistakes, but we'll act quickly to correct any mistakes. So, I'm not sure we should be sending $50 million worth of condoms to anywhere, frankly. I'm not sure that's something Americans would be really excited about. And that is really an enormous number of condoms, if you think about it. But, if it went to Mozambique instead of Gaza, I'm like, okay, that's not as bad, but still, why are we doing that?
And
Can
they
you talk a
probably
little bit about
not
how
going to use
closely
them.
you're working with agency heads as you're directing these
Well-
cuts? Do they have how much?
I just wanted to get some of that, of what they're talking about. I guess Trump and Elon are trying to explain the last couple of weeks, all the stuff that they're doing, that people are saying illegal, judges stopping them, blah, blah, blah. Things are changing very, very fast. It's just these two, and I believe these two are a distraction. AI is a distraction. These two, in the heads of the billionaire club, is a distraction. So what you should be thinking about, well, let's go back again. Let's go back again to your Bible. Come out of her, my people, that you not partake of her sins or of her diseases. Now, if you say, okay, I want to believe in that part of the book, and you're like, well, how do I come out of her? I got furniture, I got a car, I got a job. Well, that's the point. It's going to take time. And I don't know if we got that much time anymore. Again, I guess we're going to see, huh? I'm out. I'm getting out of this place. I'm going to get me some land tomorrow. Like, not next week, not the day after. Tomorrow, I'm calling the real estate office. Hey, can I buy that piece of land? And I'm going to take my stuff. And I'm going to my land. I got the food, I got the power. I'm trying to get this water thing together. That's the hardest part so far. But food, water, power, I gotta work on security, like some weapons. But it's time to do for self. Peace.